We're back. Today with a calisthenic focused day. Not just push-ups, sit-ups, squats, pistol squats. Not that. We're gonna be a little bit more spicy, so to speak. Okay. I'm gonna try my best to get some time in the assisted planche, assisted tuck planche, assisted front lever, assisted back lever. A lot of assisted today, but I feel that staying, or rather at least touching some of these movements with assistance is better than not touching these movements at all. And through repetition, through time, eventually the assistance levels will go down, the strength will come up, and the skills will be obtained. So I'm gonna work a little bit on my parallel bars. I've got my flare system all set up and ready to go. And we're just gonna kind of flip-flop between the two of them and get some work done. So stick around.
Boom. Hello, everybody. If I sound sick, it's because I sound sick. It's not because I am sick. It's because I just sound sick. This was recorded yesterday, and I'm now recording this a day after. Warming up for my calisthenics work with that weighted pull through. Started off my movement set here with my L-sit into handstand complex, kind of half handstand. Just really working through these different positions. I like to call that, this is the dip portion right here. We come up into a nice little hollow body hold. We then compress knees to chest, extend the legs back into compression, and then we roll forward to hold that base handstand level, just working that awareness and really coordination through the traps, through the hands, and just really feeling the body weight kind of move forward, back and forth through the hands. It's really interesting how similar some of these movements feel to just walking on your feet. It's really interesting. My wife and I are watching the Last Airbender. We're watching Avatar, The Last Airbender, and there's a scene where Ty Lee's saying, they're talking to Bosco the bear, saying, this is just, when you're walking on your hands, it's just like your feet, but you just use your hands instead of your feet. It's look, I'm sorry if I'm convoluted. I'm sorry if I don't make any sense, but that's really what this feels like. It feels like the weight is just, the way it feels in my hand is very similar to the way some movements feel in my feet, which kind of lends itself to that kind of saying, as above, so below. Here another testament of that exact same kind of feeling here, working the straddle press. As I'm going through this entire movement here, I can feel the weight inside of my hands from the base of my palm here all the way into the tips of my fingers. All my body weight is really transferring in very subtle, minute ways to maintain and keep balance and keep coordination. Tried my best to be a little bit more graceful in terms of how I transferred my weight from my feet to my hands. Here on the second set, I got a lot better at it, just because it'd been a while since I've worked these straddle presses, and that one was really good. When I held that, I felt really good holding that one for a good period of time. But just being more aware of what the weight and what my body weight feels like in my hands, I feel like this is probably what a baby feels like when they get ready or are learning to walk. It's really strange learning calisthenics at this age, because I feel I'm so much more conscious of what my body is doing, and it feels very interesting. So now you see me here playing with tuck planche and planche itself. I've got my assistance at about, that green band is very heavy. It's got a lot of assistance right now, and I'm feeling a lot of my weight through my shoulders. The trick with planche is protraction of the shoulders. You want to get those shoulders protracted. Here's another view. This is my top set, and you can see that I've adopted more of a straddle, just to kind of give myself a little bit more surface area to work with. Took the straddle out on that one, and really just working and playing with body position here, y'all. My core was getting so lit up. I wish you could see it better, but there was a lot of activation and a lot of movement going on to try to kind of correct this way or that way, or make sure that, everything was in it's symmetrical, I suppose, or that, you know, both hands and both arms are doing the exact same thing in terms of support here. Super challenging exercise. I was so spent. I was sweating up a storm, and I was just trying to move through that tuck planche position into a more traditional planche position. And I mean, it was for my first time really attempting that movement. I mean, I want to say I did a pretty decent job, and I went ahead and supersetted that, or rather followed that planche work up with some front lever work. Same level of resistance. I took the exact same band that I used on the planche and put it over here for the front levers. Now, a lot of the calisthenics community might get mad at me for the way that I'm doing these, or rather how I have the assistance band on me. I've tried putting it under the hips. I just don't feel it as well there. And maybe the way that I have it anchored doesn't lend itself to work the same way. But I really love, I love doing it with the band under the feet. I just get such a better connection. And even to this day, I really feel the back just kind of work in a very different way in conjunction with the abs and the glutes and all the muscles of the core. I finished this exercise off, or rather this training session off, with a little bit of flare work, and I'm trying to get better at using this apparatus from Gymnastics Forza, but it doesn't seem, I think I just need more practice. I really think I just need a lot more practice with it. But with that said, I kind of tweaked my back a little bit on this one. I think it was just a little too much for the day, and my body was already not 100%. Maybe my CNS was already also not 100%. You see me playing with a little bit of accessory movements. I'm getting some hip abduction and then a bit of a hip hinge through the arms with some abduction as well to complement that before getting back into the flare itself. We'll see one more attempt at going around in a circle both ways, left and right. I'm really trying to make sure that I'm not getting dominant in just one plane of motion or just going to one side. In the same fashion that I have all of my martial arts techniques that I can do either in orthodox or in southpaw, I want to be able to do all of these really cool calisthenic techniques both ways, ambidextrous. That's just kind of a personal goal of mine. It's something that I don't want to sacrifice. So there we go. One motion, let's call that, I think that was clockwise, and here's counterclockwise, or vice versa. Sorry if I messed that up, y'all, but it was about right here where my back was really starting to, right here. Boom, I was like, no, that's enough. And with that said, that's the video. Thanks.
So, if you made it this far, appreciate you watching. Man, I wish I felt a little better than I did today, but hey, something's always better than nothing. So, thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, see you then.